We're back with the CCL, Heroes of the Storm 2020. We got some more tournaments coming in here with the game, and we are on the 4th play day of the Heroes of the Storm League. On the left side of the map, we got Granit Gaming in the match today against Crowd Control. A best of 5 series with Nick on Tykes, Swamkrota on Chromie, Skog on Varian, Nintori on Dehaka, and Yazu on Lucio. Whereas over to the right side of the map, Crowd Control is playing it out with X-Ray on Andrin, Rutzo on Hanzo, Dino and Cassia, going for the stacks again here today. Lauber on Jojo, and Dequaza is playing Diva. Yeah, we're getting a little bit deeper now into the season, and this is going to be an important one. Granit Gaming had a very interesting opening into the season. It had an extremely tight match on week 3, but now that we're in week number 4, they're going up against one of the top teams in the league over here. So Crowd Control, let's find out what they can actually do here today. It should be an interesting match between the two teams. Again, as usual, the information that all of these teams, all of these games are played out on the North American Heroes of the Storm server, on NA Central to be exact, which means that the European players and the Korean players that play in these games have a disadvantage because of ping, which is kind of impactful. I mean, just to give you guys a bit of an idea, so normally I talk about how also in Meta Madness that is being announced, or was announced now for December, but we're running again, NA players are allowed to play too, and we actually contacted a couple of the NA players directly and asked them, hey, do you want to sign up for the tournament? And most of them on the higher level have immediately said like, nope, that's not happening. European players are crazy that they're playing with that delay. We're not going to do that on Europe. So just to give you a bit of an idea that this is actually heavily impactful, and people talked about it, but yep, there it is. So with that said, let's focus on the game itself. We have already some, not really aggressive poking or anything, but Yasuo's trying to be a little bit annoying here. Needs to be careful that he doesn't die, but he's at least trying to piss them off. I would say succeeded. Lucio has a way of doing that. Level 1, the quarterback again for Nick, so he's sticking with his grenade build. We have Dehaka with the enhanced agility. Nintori, definitely a bit of a different build here for himself. But yeah, the CCL continues, and now we have the Laws of Hope on Jojo. Big commitment on the bottom of the map, as our best of 5 series starts up with Towers of Doom. Usually a map that we see coming in game 3 or so, I think. But which team takes the lead here now? That's going to be the big question. Now, when it comes to favorites, we can definitely say that Crowd Control is the favorite team right now out of the two, considering the previous play days. But still, Granit Gaming has shown a bit of an upward trend, so they might just be able to pull something off here. We got the bigger they are, and here comes that Varian setup again. We've seen it a few times. Varian got buffed again, and especially the taunt version is now a lot more tanky, and therefore we see him occasionally in the game where he can come in with the taunt, and then we have follow-ups from Chromie and of course in this case from Tychus. So the whole game plan here is to engage with Varian, drop the taunt, and then get the bigger they are through and finish the target off with Chromie. One of the funniest thing to me, by the way, every single time that Blizzard releases a patch that touches Taunt on Varian is every time that they buff it a little bit or they just change Varian, you can reliably jump on Reddit and other community platforms and have people starting to discuss like, Taunt might now be useful, whereas the talent is obviously the only good talent when you're playing in any competitive setup, even if it's just on the amateur scene. So there's nothing funnier than that, and it oftentimes shows a little bit how poor a lot of the game knowledge is of a lot of Heroes of the Storm players, and how poor coordination is on especially lower leagues, that Taunt doesn't get value. But yeah, so they're starting to go for the exchange on the altars, and since Yasuo has just been completely manhandled down here, it seems a bit tricky for them to get the second one. There's the kill, nicely done! Alright, I spoke too soon. Nintori came in with Dehaka, used the global, gets the drag on Anduin, and Varian kills his son. I mean, thank God for that. So finally he is able to put that shame to rest. Good job by him. Now he can die happy, I suppose. Like, finally, I made up for those sins. Okay, 36 against 32 kills. I mean, there is still a little bit of a rumor out there that initially Varian actually killed himself because he was so ashamed for his offspring. And I can either deny or confirm that rumor, but it's out there, so the internet doesn't lie, and I kind of had to tell you. I mean, either way, in this case, Anduin committing Sudoku a little bit, so now that we're going straight in, it seems like Lucio wants to repeat that. But here's the taunt, and good job. Nice pull. With all the shit that I give Anduin, I still like his trade quite a bit, and you can make some huge plays. And this is, of course, one of the big counter plays that they have against Varian's taunt. And talking Varian, it seems like Anduin wants to return the favor. Sets up the kill for Johanna. Varian is down. Lucio is dead too. That's a double kill. 2-for-1 trade. And off we go. Nice. I like it. Going straight for the invade on the camp. Being a bit aggressive here today. And yeah, they're doing well. So, yeah, coming back to Anduin and Varian. Varian is going to try to set the taunts up. And every single time that happens, you'll see X-Ray try to go for a quick pull. Every time he can just pull the target out of the taunt, that is a huge win for them. Now, of course, the problem is that you're trading cooldowns. And the cooldown setup is in favor of Varian. And especially if the rest of the team also commits to their abilities, then you at least buy yourself a little bit of breathing room. But that's the thought process behind the entire setup here. So now we got 23 stacks also for Dino on his Cassia. So he's trying to get that damage connected a little bit more aggressively. The build... Oh, there's another one. Taunt and the save. Nice. Yasuo wants the kill, but he can't get it. He himself might be in trouble and gets out. But that was a clutch one too. So this interplay that you just observed is what's going to happen throughout the entire game for a long time now. And this is actually pretty cool. So X-Ray really has to make sure that he pays attention to what's going on here. Top left, top right get exchanged. Are they? Yep. No, actually. D.Va is able to interrupt it. And Hanzo, the man with the hipster beard, is starting to take the one to the top right. So Rutsu locks it in for the team. Bam, 4 shots fired. And Dehaka is sitting tight and gets interrupted again. It's just like, I hate my life. Actually, they didn't get the interrupt. Look at that. Okay. That was less than a second between the two. But, yep, there we go. So right now, top side, our 1 versus 1. Dehaka already with a couple of good global moves here. Bot lane, Jojo coming in from the side and gets taunted. Ooh, big arrow camera move right here. Yeah, big arrow cam, didn't hit anything. Level 10s are ready, so they try to use it immediately. That was the whole idea here. They get level 10 and they're saying like, hey, let's use it super quickly before our opponents have heroic abilities. Didn't work out for them. Still a fine idea and a good move, but of course not quite successful. The main reason why that didn't work, by the way, was still the taunt on Varian. So he actually turned it in this case straight up against Johanna as she moved in to make sure she can't use a condemn against the rest of the team. It was a good flank attempt. Chromie gets taken down. Okay, so there's another kill. That's 3-1 kills in total, and even Varian is in trouble. X-Ray is throwing some light at him. We got, once again, the adaptation, by the way. And Nintori really likes that Dehaka style. I'm still not really a fan of it. Especially since I think Isolation, and in particular Contagion after level 20, is just so incredibly impactful. But since they are playing with that Varian at the front, he feels that he needs the survivability, and he really enjoys that particular style. We've seen that a few times now already. 31 stacks for Dino. Would love to stack this a bit faster, but so far he didn't have a lot of opportunities. Only the first altar phase really made for some of those fights. We got 32 stacks against 28. Camps are up again. So far, not too much aggression. It's really just an experience lead for crowd control thanks to the kills that they got. But now that we have level 10 abilities for both, we could see some spicy battles happening over the altar at the bottom of the map. And maybe Cassia also getting some additional stacking right there. So here's the move. Off we go. And camp is taken. Can they actually zone them out that hard? D.Va comes in from the side. So, yeah, a little bit more Chromie Pog. Coming straight in for X-Ray, trying to take him down too. Pumpkins at the bottom of the map are already connecting with the wall. And here comes Odin as the Renegade goes for the big one. Oh, big setup now. Big setup for them. And X-Ray's in trouble. And he is down. Chromie with a kill. Cassia is trying with the Valkyrie. That didn't work for them. But they get another kill against Varian topside. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Both of them are down. Now the hipster beard is also set on fire. Hanzo dies and so does Cassia. It's a mad slaughter here with a 1-for-3 trade in favor of Granit Gaming. But apparently Tychus is... Oh, he makes it for just a second. And then Jojo comes in with a big flank and drops him with a shield glare. There's the pilot gone. And that's a 2-for-4 trade right now. Lauba is the only one to make it out. That's the first. Usually he's the first one to die. Yeah, just making fun of him a little bit. Suiciding every now and then. Either way, they get the stacks and that's 24-32. It's a good job for Granit Gaming. I said it previously, we might see a bit of a surprise here. Obviously way too early to tell, but I like that they are fighting back and going hard on this one. So everybody just Hearthstoning back. At Hanzo is back to business too. Now we got the shield, the Shattering Throw against Jojo. That's definitely going to be a bit helpful. Ferocious Stalker is in too. And topside still our global setup for them now. Global it up, baby, with another move on Varian as he's looking for the next taunt target. And he could really break through some of these shields later. Question is also what we're going to get in 20 then, of course. But yeah, Lauber has to be careful now. And yep, 37 stacks for Dino, so it's a bit of a slow stacking process today. Ah, good idea. Again, the dash saved Nick here. The Blessed Shield actually connected. There's the taunt! And Anduin paying attention. Intori comes in, trying to go for a quick rush and set the tongue up here for another drag, but that didn't work. 28,000 damage on Tychus, 23k on Cassia. And now towards the top side, still soaking the experience. And just to give you a bit of an idea of the experience gains here, minion experience is nearly identical, so both of the offlaners have done a good job. Yeah, Arrow connecting with Chromie, and she's actually alive for another second, but she's gonna fall. Oh, the shield! Ah, she's still dead. Chromie is down, Fake Dragon eliminated, and Yasuo is rushing away, a little bit sad that his ult did not do anything for them. Has to also boop Lauber back and interrupt the condemn, or he could have died too. But now a double altar spawns on the map, and that gives crowd control an opportunity to turn it against Granit Gaming with 2 channels. They would not quite draw even, but get... Actually, they would draw even, now that I think about it. Caster math is hard, I know, but apparently they can pull it off. At least X-Ray is going to get the channel at the bottom. Over here, they need... Oh, Blessed Shield miss by Lauber. First 4 shots are fired. They go for Varian. Can they maybe even lock Yasuo down? No, here's the Odin commitment. But Skog is low, and Intori also has lost quite a few HP. And, I mean, maybe Odin can interrupt. But now we got... Yasuo, you gotta be careful, bro. He gets locked down for a second, might now die. Zips around everybody and escapes. But here's the drag against Cassia in the back. Yasuo coming in again. Another quick trade from Varian and the save. The pilot is ready, baby. Oh, the kill against Yasuo. Finally he's down. Varian is in trouble too. Dehaka. Dehaka shakalaka, baby. He's dead. But Chromie snuck to the altar and locked it in. 4 shots traded on both sides. Crowd control taking the experience lead. They're starting to make the moves towards the bell tower, trying to convert it quickly. 60 stacks nearly for Cassia by now, taking the top damage on the red team side, with Nick still being a bit higher on the board. 40,000 for him. D.Va is now in the middle of the map. Only one that hasn't died in this game is Lauber. Yeah, you heard right. Lauber has not died yet. So Jojo, the only survivor here, also with quite a bit of frontline zoning for the team, making some pretty neat moves. X-Ray will have to fall back. Yep, doesn't really have a lot of mana, so needs to top that off. All the way up at the top now. Still D.Va pushing that out. They got a level 16 talents. Slight advantage for them. And the most important thing, bot lane control. Oh yeah, you got 2 of those pumpkin cams pushing through the bot lane. So you need to make sure that you have access to both of the altars if you're trying, or bell towers, if you're trying to get some of those pumpkins connected with the core. Boss is still up. Nobody has really dealt with that yet. But Granit Gaming is about to lock in their level 16 talent. Arrow coming in again. And Chromie is about to go down. Insta-kill. A beautiful combo again. Going into an Hanzo Arrow into Cassia Valkyrie. Yeah, and that's how you set a kill against the Chrome Star. Right here. Arrow comes in. Hanzo makes the play. And bam! The follow-up with the Valkyrie, and then a quick kill. Chromie dead, and now they get a couple of shots connected thanks to the pumpkins. We have a triple altar phase coming up, and they are still running a 5 versus 4 for that time. But yeah, that was a pretty sweet move. And honestly, Chromie not seeing this, if you see it, then you can always go for the timeout here or use the medallion, but didn't work out as you could tell. So now we got a double channel from the red team. Channel on the top left from Intori. Rest is zoning out, but that's 10 shots fired. Bam! Big hits. 15 to 17. First time in the game that crowd control have taken the advantage here. So, yep. They're a little bit farther ahead here. Same time now. Move towards the middle. Seems like we're gonna see crowd control looking for a fight. I mean, first of all, they are heavily ahead in experience now. Initially, it was just half a level lead, a bit more than that at some point, but now they have even taken more than a level of an advantage over their opponent, which means that once the level 20 talents hit, they're gonna run the show here completely. So at this point, Yasuo is still sitting topside, trying to, yeah, well, interrupt. Nice medallion being baited out, but again, Tychus escaped, and that's half the battle here. So that's Valkyrie YOLO'd away. they're playing this a bit slow now, and I'm not quite sure if Granit Gaming can really afford this, considering that they're so far behind in experience. So it's gonna be a bit rough. Yeah, Tychus, careful. Nick needs to be cautious here. Chromie is firing away again, looking for a kill with the rest of the team, but they have a lock on Nintori, who came in and looked for the drag. Triple arrow is connecting. There's a light bomb, and that's a kill. Coming in against the Haka, getting the kill, and looking for more. Blue team is once again on the back foot. Big problem for them, and now the camps are up on the map. But that was another nice engage here. So the arrow connecting, as you can see, with 3, and then they came in, got the kill, nearly got the double. I mean, they wanted the Haka too, but they just couldn't get him here. It's 10 kills against 5, and crowd control is just looking absolute solid at this point. Another 5 points are more or less secure. Yeah, they have 10 seconds, 12 until the Haka is back. And the stagger death on Tychus. Rough going. Good blessed shield from Lauber. Well done by him. Setting them up again. And of course, once that the Haka is back, Tychus is still going to be down. We still have bot lane, the altar in play, so that gives them a chance to lock another 5 shots in. Yasuo, he needs to get out of there too. I mean, of course, he wants to poke and wants to annoy them a bit, but if he dies and they're staggering another kill, then that would be a total disaster and more or less the end of the game. We're at 10 points against 17 on the core. Now, there's still a chance to come back into the game, of course, for Granit Gaming. Towers of Doom has always been a late game map, but of course, the problem is the level 20 talent. Most of the time when a team falls behind, they at least are able to stay even in experience or maybe even take a bit of a lead and then turn it in the late game. But now that you are, I mean, pretty much fighting for an entire 2 levels against an opponent that has Storm talents, that's going to make it nearly impossible to get kills here unless you are able to collapse onto someone extremely quickly and get an insta-kill. I mean, there's a taunt. They are trying to go for Lauber. That doesn't really work for them. Arrow this time, not hitting anything. Traveling straight to North America. And they get the kill against Chromie. Arrow just doesn't hit anything, and Chromie dies. Now it's another 5 versus 4. It's 12 kills against 5, and they're just farming them. There's another few shots fired against the core as one of the pumpkins makes it through. The second one could connect too, and yep, it does. So one more shot is in. And 7 points against 17, so now we're talking single digits on the core. They're starting to come in for Yasuo. He dodges out on the bullseye. That could have, of course, hurt, but the boss is up on the map. Next altar is going to be at the bot lane. Nick, careful. Oh, he's too far out. Rutsu nearly dies against Yasuo. Sound barrier used too, but they're still in trouble. They get the kill against Hanzo, though. Hanzo is dead. X-Ray is also low. Maybe that's the opportunity, finally. They're trying to make the play for it. And can they get that kill? Yes, they can. Hanzo and Andon are both down. Granit Gaming fighting back and taking Lauber's life, maybe? No, he makes it out. He nearly dies to Yasuo. Talking Yasuo, he also barely is able to escape here, but those are the kills that Granit Gaming needed. Now it's time for 20 versus 20. Great job by them. They knew that they had only one last chance. They made a desperate move. It's a Hail Mary attempt. Since they're so far behind, they fought against the Storm talent advantage and they made it work. Now they're trying to wait out, and I guess they're going to cancel. I think Yasuo's going to cancel until they get the bell tower. No, he actually channels it. Okay. 3 shots fired. I thought he would cancel and restart so that they can get the 4th shot as well. I mean, it's only a single point, so it might not matter at the end of the day, but that's still a bit clutch. But they have 20 versus 20. And of course, that also means that we now have the Vigilance. They're also trying to remove the boss from the map, and they kind of need to. Andron is going to be back in 4 seconds, so they should be able to claim the boss. Seems like the red team isn't even trying to go for it. They're realizing that they won't be able to make a play here. So they're just suffering the 4 shots that are being fired. That drops them down to 10. But this game is going to get close now. 93 stacks for Cassia. So the damage output on Dino's hero is going to increase further. We already have him at the top damage in the game with 71,000. But I don't know, boys. Granit Gaming, they are back to business here. Level 20 for them. 4 bell towers against 4 bell towers. And a chance to make it work, maybe. Yeah, Varian, he wants to get those duns now. But of course we also have to keep our eye on Hanzo and his arrows. So far they've been pretty decent in the game. He locked in quite a few and set it up for Cassia. Yeah, they go already for Odin, big red button. If anything else in the game is a sign that you just need to get the fuck out of here, it's when you're seeing Odin drop. Odin after 20, you're just like, alright boys, we're out of here. If you don't have a reason to push in and you can simply fall back, then it's time to fall back and wait that out. That's not a battle you want to take. So yeah, they fall back to their own fort, their own bell tower. But then they set up something like this. The arrow connects with the backline. Here comes the taunt against Johanna. And the first time that Lauba goes down, the kill is in. They actually are turning the game. What the hell? Granit Gaming was far behind, but now they should be able to grab this altar. And once they do, they will be ahead in stacks. They're actually taking the lead. Yep. 4 shots fired, and they take the advantage. 7-6, and they're flanking in at the bottom. The taunt against D.Va as they're trying for the kill. Yasu again with their hyper carry moves right here, popping the ult out as they're making the play. And of course, that bell tower is going to be the next item that they're going to try and grab. 26 seconds until Lauba is back on Jojo, and that means they get some free damage on it for sure if they decide to push in for it. Yeah, Dehaka is now controlling the side lanes. He has the global. Cassia is still stacking like a madman, sitting at 110 now nearly. So yeah, we're going to see Dino with tons and tons of damage. But that doesn't matter if these insta-kill setups that Granit Game is going for are working. Here comes the medallion. Hanzo moves out, is able to get away. And it seems like at least Dino's not going to be that successful. Oh, good arrow. That just saved Cassia. Well played. Rutzo gets the arrow out, and yeah, he still dies. Big grenade coming in from Tychus, straight to the face. So Hanzo's playing a Bruno Mars, catches the grenade, and dies a painful death. But it seems like they might be able to pick up a kill, too. They're trying to go for, well, Varian and Tychus for and foremost, but they can't get either one. So as they are starting to fall back, it's a 5 versus 4 again. And yeah, this game is getting crazy. Double altar activating up at the top. Cassia has joined the 6-digit club and is sitting at 103,000 damage. So with more than 120 stacks for Cassia, she's doing mad numbers now. But again, they're losing heroes. There was a huge gap earlier in terms of kills, and now exact opposite. This bell tower is going to fall. It's only a matter of time. If those pumpkins are not dealt with, I guess Quasar is going to be the one taking care of it. So he's coming in for it. But they are going for the double altar plane. If they get it, then it's game over. If they get both, it's lights out. There's the taunt. Where's the interrupt? Oh, there it is. Tychus got the one on the left side. They're trying to make a play for Varian. Valkyrie connects with him. Bot lane bell tower has been reconverted. Pumpkins are making their way into big arrows. Straight in Chromie's face. Straight in Chromie's face. But the fight isn't over yet. Hanzo is slowly starting to come in. They have to fight for every single thing here. 2 points on the core. 1 pumpkin makes it in. Cassia is about to die. Well, she's dead. And so is Anduin. Guys, this is lights out. Well, is it? They should be able to get those kills. Yep. And if they get the channel, then it's of course over. Lauba has to come back in. D.Va loses a mech pilot, about to escape, oh, but everybody is about to die. Swamkrota, 60 HP, and he makes it out. D.Va is dead. They can get Chromie, but Hanzo is dead too. Here's the channel as Lauba plays it out with Varian. That is game. Granit Gaming. They take the lead in game number 1 in this best of 5 series. What the hell? Nicely done. The blue team victorious on Towers of Doom. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game 2, Infernal Shrines, and Granit Gaming is in their lead. They are back, boys. Well, or at least for now they are. Now, when you look over to what Granit Gaming is running in game number 2, it might look a little bit familiar because the core of that draft is exactly the same. I mean, they're playing again with Skogon Variants, Svamgrodan Chromie, and Nick and Tychus. So this setup that is looking for kills by taunt into the bigger they are, plus Chromie with the burst damage is exactly the same. Nintori is sitting on Leoric this time instead of Dehaka for the side lane value, the Entombs later on, and the wave clear. And we got Yasuo on white main, but outside of that, the entire setup is the same. So it doesn't come as a surprise that X-Ray has committed to Anduin again to just zip targets out of the lockdown with Taunt. We got Lauba and Johanna. Dino on the other hand on Tracer, Quasar and D.Va, and Rutzo and Hanzo. This is pretty much the exact same draft. I mean, there's 3 heroes that are switched out. Outside of that is the exact same draft over here. Now, we currently have a Tracer in this game. And that is definitely changing things a little bit. So no Cassia this time for Dino. And it's interesting to me actually that he commits to the Tracer here. Now we talked about the ping disadvantages, of course. And it's going to be a bit cool to see what he can pull off with Tracer right now. We have on level 1 also the fealty onto death. Whiteman is going into the PD the Frail. And the 4-man rotations are going to be the most interesting one. Maybe with a little caveat that there's a slight setup topside with Tigers against D.Va, but I don't think they're going to get too much out of that. So, yep, there we go. Now X-Ray is he's still the one that has to guard that front line. Rutsu had some really solid arrows in the last game on Chromie. I feel like in a lot of these instances, honestly, if Chromie would have seen those arrows maybe coming in a bit earlier, she could have just tried to go for a timeout. Talking about Chromie, she's again in trouble, but this time she gets away. Oh, close. And Dino. 200 hit points. Yeah, they're aggressive. I mean, Dino and his Tracer, of course, always kind of neat to see. Going on level 1 as usual into the 1-2 punch, whereas Laws of Hopes for Lauba is the talent that he's going to play around with now. But yeah, we have some fun games here. First map was cool, but this is a best of 5, so you need to win a lot more than only the first map. So let's see if they can actually repeat the success that they had. Our sexy Hexy over there is already starting to move through it. Yasuo went straight in for the good skin. Some Grotta eats the bomb, okay. And Leo's rotating, as does D.Va. Standard setup on Infernal Shrines. Now the objective, of course, that's going to look a bit different, but here comes the taunt for Varian, so he's going to set it up for Chromie now with all the damage. The bigger they are is also in. There's the first taunt, and X-Ray doing his job right away, just zipping the target out. And as in game number 1, this is going to be the main play that you're going to see here. Bit of a damage setup between Dino and Intori over here, but every single bit of damage that Dino does now is going to help Dequaza to hold the lane. So they're trying to chase it even a bit further, going deep for this one, but the bomb was already used, so they can't commit to that. Now, in the middle, there's still a camp that they need to deal with right now. We currently have also Jojo holding the bot lane more or less alone, so a little bit of condemn use against Nick here, trying to make sure that that minion wave together with the hero is not taking down the front wall or anything. Level 4 talent, the pulse generator, as usual after Tracer got the rework, this is the one that we got. And towards the top, we now got the camp also taken. So it's a top objective, meaning that those camps are usually not really doing a whole lot for you. They give you a bit more lane pressure, but they are obviously way more impactful if you can set it onto the lane and the objective spawns at the bot lane. Then you have to really play a bit more around, okay, who stays topside? Do we have a global? Do we have the wave clear? Do we commit to the objective? Do we let the camps collide? So there's a lot of questions that you have to answer then, but this is not really the case in this situation. But as the fight shapes up, we have 2 heroes, one for each team, still trying to get the level 7 for the team. Tigers and D.Va. Everybody else is fighting this one out. And Varian is looking for the next taunt opportunity and finds it against Tracer, but X-Ray was ready for it. Even the medallion already being used here by Lauba. And they're getting pressured back quickly, but that's a level 7 talent now on both sides, and that gives us the locked and loaded as usual. Yeah, but there is a definite lead for Granit Gaming on objective number 1 as they are attempting to get a Punisher. Bit of a play for Nintori at the top, misses the drain, has to get out of there pretty quickly, and might actually die. Yeah, Leo is in trouble. Leo's in a lot of trouble, and he is down. Leo eliminated, taunt in the backline though, Hanzo, oh my god! 20 HP before the heal, barely making it out, but he survives, and that was nicely done. It was a bit clutch, but it worked out for them. Leo's going to be back in another 2 seconds, so it's still a tough battle. 36 against 33, it's so close, 37, 38, and they get it, yes! Crowd control with Punisher number 1, Lauba nearly dying here, but everybody is low on the blue team side too, especially Nick, Nintori, and Skorg. But they make it out for now. Side 1 is open up, so once that debate happens, they can maybe follow up on it, and they're immediately trying. Bomb gets connected, does with Whitemane, but they're doing some good work here. The wall is down pretty much instantly. Even if they don't get the fort, they will be able to do some damage. Good taunt against Lauba, and X-Ray is this time a bit too slow. That was well played by Varian too, though. He waited it out for a long time, then dropped the taunt, and now they can defend against the Punisher. But they took damage. They definitely took quite a bit of damage over here, as you can see. Wall is down, side wall destroyed, fountain eliminated, and the fort itself has also lost quite a few hit points. Level 10 ability now for Chromie is coming in. And here it is, slowing sand once again. Okay, good setup so far. Now, we have camps taken on both sides. Everybody is just like relaxing a bit after the first objective. But here we go. But again, when we're looking at the Heroes of the Storm League, when we're talking about the CCL, then it's all about the players or the teams just not trying to establish a decent position. We have quite a few that are fighting for a spot in the top 3, whereas of course there's a few teams that have suffered a lot of pain and hardship in this Heroes of the Storm event. Especially Chili Mountain has had a lot of trouble, and we'll see if at least on this play day they can finally lock in a map win, because up to this point it hasn't really been possible for them. Now, as it stands though, we got a level 10 ability for both of the teams coming in just another moment. So their heroic abilities will kick in, and there they are. And this time we actually get the Warbringer over here. Alright, cooler reduction kicking in. Plus also Entomb has now been used. And Falling Sword. Even more pressure on the backline. Arrow connects. Falling Sword as a follow-up. Oh, and beautiful. It's a combo, baby. And it's a kill. White main goes down, and that is how you go for an insta-kill in the fight. Yeah, as you can see here, the heroic abilities kick in, Arrow gets pushed out, and then the jump on Jojo with a follow-up damage from Tracer, and all of a sudden the kill is secured. White main is dead. Now, we've seen a lot of Following Sword setups against Ana players. In this case, they're trying to play it against White main, and if they are able to coordinate it the way that they did just now, that backline is not going to be a happy backline at all. But yeah, you just love the coordination there. I mean, the call was made in the immediate commitment. And Rutzo, his arrows are pretty sick. He had some great ones in the last game. He's committed to some really good ones here too. Now, obviously, you can't hit all of them, but still, he's doing well. Lauba uses his ult to jump out as he's getting attacked. Leo, in the meantime, suffers the damage output of Tracer and goes down. Chromie at least has the timeout now, so Svamgroda needs to pay attention and use that whenever he sees the arrow flying in. But we are looking at 3 kills to 1, level 11 to 11. And it's party time again, with the next objective getting announced and both teams going straight in for their Shaman camps, which this time will get a bit more value, at least if left alone. Now, Tracer has top damage in the game. Dino is just zipping around opponents 6 days to Sunday and locks in 21k, whereas Chromie is sitting on 19,000 right now. By the way, same as Tychus, who of course is also going to be able to commit to Odin once again in the team fight now. And that is always a neat thing to have on Infernal Shrines. Once that you have 20 stacks, you commit to Odin, and you're more or less guaranteed that you get value. Right now, though, they're still trying to play it around the taunt setup, but they don't get enough damage. They tried it against Lauba, and it didn't really work. The damage wasn't there quickly enough, and now that's a cooldown that they have to wait for. Thankfully, not a big one. Taunt is going to be back. Then Tori, oh, that Entomb hit nothing. Yeah, that Entomb hit nothing but dead air. Full-on failed fish. That taunt, on the other hand, hits the target as intended, and that's a kill. Tracer is down, even with a zip. Arrow gets connected, and here comes the follow-up. And White main is in trouble. Yasuo! Finally goes down. Same play that we saw before. The Hanzo arrow followed up by the Falling Sword, and then a kill. So Tracer is dead, but so is the support on the side of the blue team. And it is party time. These are some serious Heroes of the Storm combos. I like it. Lauba, also a bit low right now, but he has to retreat. They need to check if they have the fountain still up. Frozen Punisher is already taken, and that's not all. Top lane gets pushed too. And if anything is important in Heroes of the Storm, it's that you are setting up multiple points of aggression against the opponent's team. And so now they have a lot of pressure through the top lane, which is, by the way, resulting in the fort getting destroyed. And they have even more in the middle, where the Frozen Punisher is now doing some work against fort number 2. And D.Va is bot lane. So they have level 13, a bit quicker than their opponent. They do some work in the middle. They have taken the fort down at the top. And now they can make their play down here. We got on 13 now the Spectral Leech also, different setup for Leo. We have again the Shattering Throw against Johanna over here, mainly. Spray and Pray is in, of course, as well, and the Subjugation for White main. So that is going to be one of the talents that might just allow her to keep targets alive. But Lauba doesn't have to commit to his ult again to jump out, but of course you need to always be careful whenever the taunt comes out on Varian. Camps are taken. It's slightly inexperienced, but it's nothing crazy. It's 4 kills against 2. And the push straight through the middle right now. It's a cool game. It's actually a really nice one. We have a bit of solid action over here happening. Also, another thing that obviously connects to the entire combo is still Anduin, who can actually chip in. That Falling Sword light bomb setup is something that we've seen, I mean, honestly, pretty much right out when Anduin was introduced to the game. People have been starting to experiment with it. And if you coordinate everything over here, then that adds even more. So there's a lot of elements to that combo that they're currently using. They're also starting to chase down Leo again, and Intori might die. Nah. Dino isn't able to kill him. But again, there's enough pressure that forces him to either sacrifice the cooldown on the fountain again or to Hearth back. So either way, they're starting to lose some control over the map here. And yeah, level 15 talents, 15 talents. Level 15 and level 16 talents are half a level away for crowd control. So yeah, it will be interesting around the next objective in particular, because time is running out a little bit for Granit Gaming. They had a great comeback on the last map on Towers of Doom. But can they this time get their act together again and fight back? Should be possible for them to get a level 16 talent just in time and then fight at least an even footing. But of course you gotta be cautious there. So same time now, we have on 13 the jumper. A little bit more mobility for Dino as well. And Leo is still trying to hold the top lane. And when it comes to wave clear, Leo and D.Va are pretty much neck and neck right now. Doing a whole lot of work. Bot lane again, taunt, yeah, so far not being used. 16 talents are now ready, so Granit Gaming is most likely going to try and fall back. That arrow doesn't hit anything, so yeah, big fail on this one. The fight continues on the other hand, but Rutzer is allowed to lose out on an arrow every now and then. He had some great kills that he set up for the team, so this time he wasn't quite that lucky. They were trying to force a fight on 16, and that's understandable. Mithril Mace is now out for Leo, and after the subjugation we now have the shared punishment for Whitemane. And also an additional follow-up with the armored piercing round right there. Now the next objective is at the bot lane, and now that we have the lane finally the farthest removed from the top, this is where the two camps are really going to shine. And the big problem for the blue team is that we have the occasional catapult spawning now for the red team. So already they have a lane that has an advantage, and now if that catapult that spawns on the next wave will then push the camp through towards the wall at the keep, that could result in a lot of damage there. But it will eventually come down to a simple question, whether or not this fight is really going to last that long. That's the biggest one for now. 2 kills against 4, and it's all about the next Punisher here. We're talking this case Mortar Punisher. They're starting to go in for the drain. Leo, of course, waiting also for a chance to set a proper entomb up that helps him to get a kill. Dino just zipping around, connects another bomb. Nice, gets some damage in. 10 stacks to 10. Keep that Odin in mind too, that Nick could always use to secure the Punisher for the team. Catapult arrives at the top wave, by the way, so now that's a good spot for the crowd control to be in. Here's the Entomb, no follow-up. They're jumping on the backline again, and Whitemane immediately committing to her own old Norda to dodge out on damage. But Varian is in trouble. Score gets saved. Lauba, he's a bit low, but so is Whitemane, and there's the kill as Tracer comes in and takes them apart. Varian dies too, and they're going for kill number 3 as Leo falls 26 to 22 stacks, and that is another Punisher for crowd control. 100%. Chromie can sit in the back and poke all she wants, but she's not going to change the outcome of this objective. Now here comes the Punisher. Top side gets pushed too. Catapult is in. The Shaman is already falling, but it's the fort at the bot lane that they're aiming for. And with it only at 50%, this is going to be a guaranteed outcome. Swamgrotta, on the other hand, kind of brain farting a little bit. Completely alone, and that's a staggered death. Those are the worst ones. I mean, dying alone is already shit, but if you have a staggered death, whew, look at it. Everybody's back and Chromie is down. Yeah, that's not how you want to go into this fight at the bottom of the map, because now we're talking about a potential keep falling. So that's a bad one. That is actually really bad. I mean, that's a main damage dealer. Tychus is great and all, but this is the hero that pokes all day long. Yasuo is nearly getting murdered by the Punisher, but that's going to be the end of the bottom keep. Yeah, Granit Gaming is losing a lot here. Swamgrotta is having... Oh my god, they're actually going for core. What? They don't have 20 yet. Oh, light bomb! Oh, ha, ha, ha. Get wrecked! What a kill! Arrow into light bomb Jojo jump. Doesn't get better than that. That was a beautiful kill here. Crowd control, they coordinate everything, and now they want to go for core. I don't think they can, especially now with the taunt. Dino barely makes it out. Chromie is back, They're still poking. They get some damage in, but I think eventually they will have to fall back. Are they trying to fight this out? Can they actually take this? 78%? It's gonna be a bit rough. It's a 4 versus 5 now. You might want to fall back, especially since they don't have the 20 yet. And yes, they are retreating. Better safe than sorry. I like it. But yeah, look at that kill. Check that kill out. Big plays coming in. Yasuo in the back, thinking he's safe. Arrow connects, and then bam! Flattened like a pancake. Coming in from above. It was pretty much the Superman landing that Lauber aced absolutely, and he just splattered Whitemane all over the ground there. That was an insta-kill. It was beautiful, and that arrow was sexy as well, because he anticipated where Whitemane would move next, and he got that right. 9 kills against 3. They got the level 20. The Glyph of Fate is in, which makes it so much harder for Varian to get value for them, and it gets worse with the Heaven's Fury, because now we're talking cooldown reduction. And that means that Jojo is going to hop around through the next team fight like a bunny on speed. And they got the level 20 and can therefore also now push the middle. Or the top. I mean, either way. They have the big advantage that they can utilize to get some value here. Now, Entomb on 20 could potentially change things, so there's that. Tracer's already pushing the bot lane out a little bit further. But it is going to be pretty sexy here. So, let's see how they're going to make the plays at this point. They're stealing the camp away. They can take their own camp. Objective hasn't been announced yet, but maybe we can open up the wall or something. Tigers hasn't died yet, by the way. The only one on the blue team that has not fallen yet. Has also dealt with the bot lane now. 78% on the core. Yeah, objective not announced, so they're stealing what they can, and they take a big lead, but I think Granit is going to be back with 20 for the next objective. So, with objective number 4 kicking in, again, there's always a chance that they come back. If you win a team fight here, they haven't really taken anything down. I mean, all 3 forts are still standing, including the fountains, by the way, which is going to make this top push a little bit awkward, because your opponent can still retap or pre-tap. But again, if Granit wins it with Odin, if they get it again during the push, they might just be able to get a keep. I don't think they can push for core though, no matter what happens. So there's that. They're already trying to go for another kill, and yeah, that bomb didn't really do anything. Shrine is about to activate, but here's the 20 versus 20. And now they can try and go for the fight here. So we got the Unraveling. I've Buried Alive, and Buried Alive is the big one now. So if you get a good Buried Alive off, that would maybe be the way that you can end this and, well, at least decide the fight in your favor. Not necessarily end the game, but at least get finally a push going that could result in you doing some actual damage, because as I highlighted just a second ago, they haven't really done anything yet. So there's that. Now they're starting to go up to the top, and here we go. There's the quick dash in on Lauber. No taunt just yet. Yeah, they're trying to come in for Dequaza. There's the taunt. They're trying to go for Dino, and the damage comes in too late. Now, this time he moved out on it, and here's the jump into the back line, and the immediate move from Leo. The problem is that X-Ray was once again ready. Could have been a kill against Johanna, but X-Ray was there, zipped Jojo out of the Buried Alive, and now that cooldown is of course gone, so now they have a much safer opportunity to make plays here. Oh, Tracer is dead though, but again the light bomb jump into the back, and the double kill, and another jump. The bunny on speed is hopping around. They're getting kills. They're going for Tychus, and he is dead. Varian is dead too, and that should be game. What a beautiful kill setup. First, it's Tracer going a bit too far out, dying, and then look at this move. Oh my god. Sexy Heroes of the Storm players right here. Coming in with a quick double kill. 13-4 now, and they are tying the series. Yes, game number 3 will happen on a 1-1 score. A little bit of action against Leo too, but of course there's no denying how this game is going to end. That was a beautiful team fight at the top. First of all, the Buried Alive negated by Anduin, and now this play. That was just fantastic. 14 kills to 4. And that's game. Infernal Shrines ends in favor of Team Crowd Control. Nicely done, and a pretty cool fight. Actually, 2 very, very cool maps so far in this best of 5 series here at the CCL. Nicely done. Game number 3, more Heroes of the Storm with the CCL on Sky Temple here today. The series is tied, and on the left side we have a Swam Grotta on Sylvanas, and always a pleasure to see in Heroes of the Storm is Nick on Carrigan. Oh yeah, Granit Gaming is going in for real now, picking his Carrigan, Skog on a Nuburak, we got Yasuo on Brightwing and Intori on Dehaka. So a triple front line with Sylvanas in the back, trying to get those stuns locked in with a big engage through Nuburak and Carrigan. Crowd control with X-Ray, already adding the mobility with Karazim. We got Lauba on ETC, attempting to provide some space for the team. Dinos countering Falstad with the Global, going for the Bird. We could also technically see them go into a stage dive here, whereas Dequaza has Diva and Rutsu is playing Deathwing. So it's some interesting setups that we have. Now, first of all, with that setup for Granit Gaming, crowd control is going into a Bird play with Seasoned Marksman. The Sylvanas push for structures is already happening, and at least on the level 1 talent, we're going to see the Legion of Beetles again. That's something that we've seen a couple of times now. Normally, it's not followed up by additional Beetle talents. Now, there have been exceptions to that rule, but generally speaking, that's the extent of it. We have on level 1 also the Overwhelming Affliction right now. Standard play for Karazim, heading straight into the Iron Fist over here. And yeah, we are good to go and party hard. Now, there's a couple of things definitely to talk about. First of all, there's a lot of interrupts, of course, against the potential mosh pit. So you could technically also go into a stage dive. That being said, there is this misconception that even if there are a lot of interrupts, mosh pits are useless. That's totally not the case. So even if you don't commit to a mosh pit only a few times in the game, your opponent will always be in a position where they need to hold some of their abilities back, or a good player will play around those abilities being used and then use the mosh pit later. So you can always use it as a threat against your opponent if you feel that this is going to give you more. And especially in isolation issues, you can drop a mosh pit coolant and just get a kill against someone that is alone on the map, and you get a drop on. Now, this is a map where globals have a lot of value, but we already have Falstad in the game, and there's also, of course, Deathwing. So even with Brightwing and Dehaka on the other side, there's arguments to be made that they don't need stage dive. But you could definitely play that card if you wanted to. So it's going to be interesting to see what Lauber commits to. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that mosh pit anyways. Usually he tries to go for that. Helps him also a little bit, and you also add more for that boss fight that eventually is going to happen on this map, one way or another. Mighty Gust and Falstad is, of course, also going to be a great tool for that. And Diva plus Deathwing makes it pretty likely that you're going to win a battle over the boss. So that's something to keep an eye on. Now we got a Nuburak with the bed of barbs on his level 4. And even the possession coming in for Sylvanas right here. So in comes the move against a noob. And yep, plays are being made right here. Standard build, by the way, for Brightwing with the hyper shift into Dream Shot. Highlighting that because we've seen in the amateur scene a couple of players picking Brightwing and then going into a very, very wild build, which pretty much negates most of the strengths that the hero brings to a composition. So if you ever feel like playing Brightwing is something that you really have to do, then at least orientate your build on what you are seeing in the games over here. That makes a whole lot more sense then. Now, Deathwing in this case going straight with the Dragon Soul into the Heat Wave right now. So also a slightly different setup. Hammer gains for Falstad, so the lane sustain for the Bird. And the rotation between them, whereas the temple's activating in just another moment. And that's usually where we'll see the main party start. Engage against Lauba, still safe. A lot of beetles on the ground, by the way. Yep, but it's temple time. Alright, let's get the party started. Intori already trying to chase them off, successfully I might add, since the red team has started to claim some shots in the middle of the map. So it's going to be an exchange in temples. But slight experience lead now for crowd control, and especially the Bird is going to be happy about level 7, since Boomerang is going to help him to speed those rotations up a little bit faster. There we have it. Falstad could still play it out against Carrigan over here. Flies topside, trying to help out with the battle here. They're already making a move for Nuburak. Can't quite get him here, but at least some damage against Brightwing. It's always a bit of a plus. Deathwing gets attacked on the other hand and needs to get out of here. And is able to escape. Yeah, Sylvanas comes in for more damage. Obviously, you can't lock him down, so there's that. But they are dropping him pretty low. And talking about low, Yasuo's going to drop low, and he might even die here. One good power slide, if not even needed. Just body blocking alone allows them to take the Fruit Fly down. So that's a quick kill. Trashwing gets eliminated. Easy peasy. Level 7 now for both sides, which gives us the Cartina's plating right over here for the cooldown reduction. Deathwing dropping onto the bot lane to make sure that Svamgrotta can't use Sylvanas to take them down. And at the top, they're starting to go for the DHK chase. Yeah, they took the entire fort down, guys. I don't know what to say, but crowd control is starting to ramp this up pretty quickly. They're taking the fort down at the top. They have done damage in the middle of the map already. And they are currently playing a very coordinated and controlled game, putting pressure onto every single hero on the other side, which continuously forces Granit Gaming to fall back a little bit and give territory up. And it could happen again. DHK is still at the top. Brightwing is now jumping in, trying to save Anubarak, who barely makes it out with 100 hit points, but the Siege Giant Camp gets stolen away. No matter where you look, Granit Gaming is yielding ground. Not a good start into Game 3. Now, this is a best-of-5 series, so this is a game, or a Heroes of the Storm match, that's not going to end on this map. But again, question is always, can you come back if you fall behind here? Now, the game isn't over. We don't even have level 10 talents yet. But getting such an advantage this early in the game is always a bit of a concern. So, with level 10 abilities, you will have control over the bot lane where the next objective spawns. And they might even be able to get another kill or two if they have heroics. There we go. Are they going for the slide? Mosh Pit has been taken, as expected. 7-sided strike together with it. Yeah, and they're not making a play yet. Force is, by the way, playing this super safe. I mean, he is the global for the team, so he's sitting at the top. And is going to wait for them. Oh my god, Kerrigan is actually dead. How did they jump after her? That shouldn't have happened. That, on the other hand, should also not happen. Scott gets attacked. Brightwing is forced to help out. The rest moves away. Dino doesn't have to commit to a gust either. Yeah, Nick down. That's another problem. That's 2 kills against 0. And they are going for the temple at the bottom of the map now. And that's not the worst thing. I mean, Siege Giants are pushing also at the bot lane. The entire wall is gone, which means the fort is likely to fall if they can channel this one through. Unless Granit Gaming is, of course, somehow fighting back after they get the level 10 abilities. But Yasuo has to be careful. Yeah, Lauber wants to zone him out a little bit. X-Ray is helping out too. Nick is committing to his ult. Tries for the combo. And Lauber is in trouble. But he still makes it out. At the top, though, the Globals are fighting against each other, so the DHK is chasing the bird. That one got juked. And over here, the kill against Sylvanas. 1v2, Dequaza going ham on this one. The bird still on the way back, has used the Mighty Gust already, so if Skork has another engage, he might just be able to lock the chicken down, but that doesn't work either, so Dino makes it out. Bot lane has lost the fort, shots are being fired. We have every single fort on the map destroyed by crowd control. And they are looking pretty good with this, with another Kerrigan kill down at the bottom of the map right there. Oh, damn. So, yep, that's 4 kills against 0, and they can go for a boss move too now that Kerrigan is dead. That's a bit crazy. Okay, so, I don't know, but they're getting spanked right now. They're getting their asses kicked. This is not a good look for Granit Gaming here. The comp that they have is designed to be aggressive. You want to be the team that initiates the team fight, that comes in, locks the target down, and then kills it. And currently, they are insanely far away from accomplishing that. They might lose that camp too. Oh, the 13 talent advantage. No. They're going to lose this, aren't they? Are they going to fight for it? Are they committing? Lauber is playing it out and is trying to interrupt Nick. Dodges out on the combo. Gets the slide. Gets the mosh pit. It gets interrupted as you would expect. But there's the gust and they just steal the camp away. They steal the camp. Sylvanas comes in and wants to get the kill, but she can't. And they are just stealing everything. And in the meantime, the boss is moving through the bot lane. It's an early game boss, so this one is not going to take the keep down. But this is just problems all over the map for Granit Gaming. They had a great first game. Game number 2 looked pretty good for them too. But now this game is a completely different ball game here. Another camp is about to be taken away. And simply the camp control alone is giving a huge advantage to crowd control. Take a look at the mercenary experience here in this tab. We have 2,000 additional XP simply through the control of the camps on this map now. Minion experience, passive experience, structural experience, hero experience, all in favor of the red team, obviously. So that 2.5 level lead that they currently have is there for a reason. But the mercenary experience, that's something that you usually don't see on a map like this. Normally, we have more of a 50-50 setup, but this contributes a whole bit to all of this. Now, 24 stacks towards Falstad's level 1 is also allowing him to do a bit more damage here. We got the enhanced agility now on 5 stacks. A bit of action in the middle as the cocoon is being used to engage into the fight. There is going to be a dash target, 7-sided first and foremost. Can he dash out? There's the gust, doesn't even have to. And that's another play denied. And the bottom keep is about to go down. Crowd control with the big plays right now. Deathwing moves back, doesn't risk anything. Bot keep is still there. That's another 2 shots that would have been needed. Chrysalis is finally in. But of course, from the perspective of crowd control, there's just no reason to fight here. They are so close to level 16. Why would they engage into a battle? Yeah, Rutzo is now fighting a 1 versus 1 against Nick. Yeah, Brightwing comes in. Should still be able to move away from this one. Problem is that Lauber is also moving in. The level 16 talent is nearly ready for them. Yeah, Rutzo flies out. No problem for him. Doesn't get an additional shot. The last few are fired by Granit Gaming. But still, Diva is sitting at the top doing her thing. We have 16 talents now. And also, Falstad is pushing back Nitori here as another camp moves in. They're doing such a great job. It's honestly getting crazy. And crowd control is just... I mean, again, they're full control. They're controlling everything. Granit Gaming is sitting there and is just trying to somehow stop the bleeding, and it's just not happening. Wherever they are, they're in trouble. Another hit in the middle. Diva is coming in too. They're getting chased all over the place now. Another use of Cocoon. Nick no mana, no HP, and he's gonna die. Nick is down. 2 of the keeps have nearly been destroyed. Both of them are gonna be obliterated probably. Brightwing also dead, and oh my god. Crowd control just spicing things up here. Are they gonna go for a core? Do they go for keeps? Like, what's the play here? Seems like they're gonna try and end the game, and you can't blame them. That's 6 kills against 0 and a level 16 talent. They're looking fantastic here. They're coming in, trying to take it down. Plays against the Nuborak. Svamgrota is doing what he can, dish in some damage, but the shield is already gone, and the core is getting crushed. 11-minute game, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd control angry in game 3 as they take the lead in the best of 5 series against Granit Gaming. Game number 4, crowd control, going ham in game number 3. Oh boy, like that was a tough one to watch. Granit Gaming had nothing on them. Now, in game number 4, Granit here on Dragonshire is trying to set Nick into action again. And Nick couldn't do anything with his Karrigan on the last map. I mean, every time I see a Heroes of the Storm game with Nick on his Karrigan, I'm excited for it. But on the last map, he barely made a difference. Svamgrota on Chromie, Skog on Johanna. We got Yasuo on Stukov and Intori on Blaze for the blue team. Everything's on the line since you don't want to lose another best of 5 in the CCL, of course, here on the 4th Playday. On the right side of the map, X-Ray on Karazim. We got Lauban ETC, Dequaza on Deathwing, Rutzo on Abatha, and Dainu is playing a Tracer. So let's get the party started and see what they can pull off here. The Abatha setup in particular is of course kind of cool. We have the Slugger in place trying to slap people, get those slaps in, and with Tracer and Karazim, that's gonna be a pretty neat one. Oh, talking about neat, someone went the wrong way. Yeah, Nintura got a little bit greedy, thought he could go the direct path, and that is a kill. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why you don't take the direct aggressive path between 2 lanes when you don't know where your opponent is. Exactly this one right here. A quick collapse, a body block, and that is the end of the first tier in the game. Goodbye, Blaze. Was nice knowing you. They got an easy kill, and that's a good lead into the 4th game, of course. So yeah, lanes are now being taken, and even another camp gets taken at the bottom of the map. In the meantime, big shout out again to everybody supporting the channel on Patreon. Thanks a lot to all of you. Again, specifically, if you like the additional coverage of the CCL over here, would be awesome if you could support it, and all the supporters make it happen, and also help that the channel stays alive and the Heroes of the Storm coverage after HGC was dropped by Blizzard as well. So patreon.com/Khaldor if you want to have a look over there. And again, a big thank you to everybody that is already supporting all of this. So thanks a lot to you guys. Now that we're having the camp taken at the bottom of the map, that's of course an opportunity to try and not only push Granit back a little bit on his Chromie, but also take the first tower down. Try to move in and see if they can maybe take 1 or 2 of those away, especially since they have double control already on the shrines. That might just happen, but the combo from Kerrigan from behind the gate, a little bit of a zip around, and Abathar is helping out now too. First tower is about to fall, and ETC is still fighting with Jojo in the middle as he was trying to get control over the statue. Now the interesting part is that with an Abathar team, normally in the early game, you're struggling a little bit. You're in a spot where you don't really know, okay, are they going to push us? Can we survive for that long and then make our own play? You don't want to be pressured too hard, but thanks to the kill against Blaze, that already gave them a bit of a wiggle room here. Good combo on Nick again, I like it. We have also Needle Spine now claimed, so a little bit more damage on that. The pulse generator's in, and a slide from Lauber allows him to escape here too. Level 7 for Chromie is ready, and the problem for Nintori is going to be that Tracer move, because they might just be able to get another kill in. A bit of body blocking, maybe another bomb connect. They already took the shrine, so that helps. And yes, Nintori is toast. Well, toast in the sense that he has to move back, tap the fountain, and has to stay back. He didn't die. So yeah, they have a 3-man top lane right now, which allows them to easily hold on to this. Maybe pushes a bit further. Rutsu in the middle has to slug away. That was a bit dangerous for just another second. So I gotta be careful on this one. And Kerrigan is getting super aggressive. X-Ray is also going for the camp. Gets a bit of help from Tracer, so they're still holding experience in all the lanes. And as I mentioned earlier, it's really important for them to get that level 10 for Abathar so that they have the 5th hit point bar in the team fights. Whereas Granit is just exploiting that fact that they only have 4 bodies on the map and says, well, I'm gonna take these towers down. So he comes in slowly and just like pokes away, gets the vision, everything, takes those towers down one after another. The gate is about to fall, and that's obviously quite a bit annoying for crowd control. Losing bot lane control is a nuisance. There's going to be, well, there's 3 camps technically that travel through the bot lane, so you want to hold on to this for as long as you possibly can. Especially that fountain at the bottom of the map that gives you the sustain that you normally need. So there's that. Now, bottom of the map, there's still Chromie holding the solo. Top lane, bit of a different setup with the camp and the spell aura. We're having the move in with 4. Yasuo is moving in from behind, by the way. Stukov is looking for his own slaps over here. But the gate is starting to take tons and tons of damage. Good lurking arm over here. I still can't get past that Stukov move, but Kerrigan is down. Good move again by Lauber. He gets the kill in. And that is an entire front wall eliminated. Abathar still at the bottom of the map. Dino is low, barely getting saved here by Karazim. Re-engages with another bomb against Nintori. And Yasuo low, but able to stay alive at least for another second. The problem is that they all have to back off. I mean, they're getting crushed right now. They're getting pushed back again. They already lost half a level compared to their opponents. And this is rough, because this is all without Abathar having the heroic ability ready. That's a huge problem right now. And I don't know, but if they can't apply any pressure in the early stage of the game, then Granit Gaming is really going to be in for a tough awakening. Now, the setup at the front line is actually pretty solid. Jojo plus Blaze have for the longest time been a pretty solid meta composition, since you have so many defenses available to you for your team. But maybe that Chromie just doesn't really do enough for them to get these burst damage kills that they want. They've been playing that style for quite a while. If you think about game number 1 and game number 2 in particular, they relied heavily on Variant, Tychus and Chromie in those. But they dropped now one of them for an additional frontliner, and Kerrigan, I mean, Chromie has to deliver these kills. They're holding back also on the level 10 talent, as you might have realized already. They're trying to get the kill. There it is. And Lauber gets flattened. Oh my god. Yep. This time they go for the temporal loop and Lauber is down. So there's the counter kill. I like that. Just before the level 10 gets ready for the red team. But that was a good one. So a bit of... They are finally showing some teeth over here. Clawing their way back into this, or at least trying to. It's going to be a double shrine control here in Dragonshire for Granit Gaming. I actually think they're going to get this one too, aren't they? Ah, Deathwing. Okay. Alright. Also, the Mana Mule drop. I mean, Mule is actually, in this situation, a pretty useful tool, because you can drop the Mule, then simply put a Symbion on it and interrupt. That helps you to just, yeah, buy a couple of precious seconds for a hero like Deathwing, for example, to drop in. And also, of course, you need to have a bit of a vision tool there too. They're even going for the invade here. Okay, they're going for X-ray, for the camp, sorry, and take that. What I like, though, is that at the bottom of the map, Granit Gaming is taking the opportunity to use the camp that they just took themselves to push this fort. It's gonna be an exchange in forts. The problem for the red team is that the blue team is quicker. They're much faster, and they have a siege giant camp on top of it, too. So, crowd control has to move back. They can't exchange that. They have to Hearthstone back, and that's what they're doing. So it's going to be a fort for a fort, but we have crowd control losing more structures as the complete front line gets taken down. Blessed Shield missed, though, so that's actually an issue. And if they're committing to a fight, that might become a problem. The longer Granit Gaming stays, the more they're risking here. Yeah, and here we go. I don't think that they can go for the keep itself. 7-sided against Blaze. They're making the plays. Top side, by the way. The camp is still pushing. Mosh Pit is in. Gets interrupted, but Nick is in trouble. And Kerrigan dies. Once again, Tracer looking for targets here. And they're starting to chase them all over the place. And I don't think there's a chance for Jojo to survive this. Nope, that's a double kill. And the top gets still pressured a bit. The wall doesn't fall, but it takes damage, and they're looking for another one. They want to go for 3, and they're going to claim it, don't they? Yasu is low, there's the slide, and that's another kill. Stukov is dead, and they can take the Dragonite, maybe even. The Slug moving into the middle and like, boys, I'll take this now. I want to be a mighty dragon too. But they already saw that Nintori was moving topside, so now they can't get the Dragonite, at least for now. But it's 5 kills against 1, and it's nearly level 13 for crowd control. So this game turned quickly. Kerrigan is sitting in the middle, and X-Ray is going to force Nick to react, or they're going to lose out on the Dragonite. There we go. DK is in. Level 13 talents are also getting picked for crowd control, so they're ahead all over the place. Down at the bottom of the map, Deathwing jumps in as Tracer, with the help of the Symbiote, is already looking for a kill. And Swamp Grota is incredibly low, and there's the slide, and Chromie is dead. Chromie is down, Dragonite is busy in the mid lane, taking structures, and crowd control. They want another best of 5 victory in the CCL. They are coming in with everything they have right now, trying to end this on map number 4, not allowing Granit Gaming to bring this back. Top side, Abathur moving away as Blaze started to push the lane in a bit, but over here, as you can see, it's double dragon time. It's time for the double dragon. Deathwing and the DK are teaming up to take down the fort, and they claim it. 2 of the forts eliminated on the blue team side. Still a bit of an ass kicking against Kerrigan as she gets pushed back. And down at the bottom of the map, the pressure is mounting up against the next one too. Now, in addition to that, we now have 13 talents for Granit Gaming, so that gives us not only the Chrysalis for Kerrigan to stay a bit safer in these situations, but more importantly, the virulent reaction. Yeah, Lauber again, sliding in. They're looking for an opportunity, but ETC is down. And that's a kill against Tracer too. That's how you do that. Nicely done. Easy peasy double kill. Can they make it a triple? X-Ray! Dash, baby, dash! And yep, he gets out. Yeah, but down here, there's a bit of an attempt to get to Deathwing. Spoiler alert, not gonna happen. But they can at least take the camp. But this one was a nice one. That was actually a pretty neat move. So they got the kill against ETC first. He wanted to come in the play, maybe even drop that mosh pit, but that didn't work out. And then a couple heroes die. And now with 3 kills to 6, Granit Gaming is starting to make a comeback. Now, there is pressure at the top that Nintori on his Blaze has to deal with. Needs to move back soon, because that catapult is going to start to become a pain in the ass, especially as it starts to take down the tower. But Nintori is now moving in. Camps on the map are, of course, a little bit rare, but this one respawns, so that's an easy one to pick up. Still have another one taken on the top right. There's still at level 16, that is a bit of a concern. 39,000 damage for Deathwing. And Abathur is only at 13k. Usually see a little bit more. Tracer's at 19,000, but Deathwing is definitely taking the cake here. I mean, damn. Some real value over here. Quasar, side lane boss as usual. Alright. Kerrigan, by the way, 10k. 9k for Stukov. The man with the big arm is doing work. Blessed Shield, this time it connects. They're trying for the lockdown, and oh boy, they save Lauber, but it was a clutch call. And here comes the double Tracer. It's like a swarm of mosquitoes, honestly, just needling away against you. The 7-sided are doing a whole lot, but now they're going for the body block, and Nintori is in trouble. And makes it out, and Tracer dies. Yeah, they got the mosquito spray today. Both of those just zipping around. And then the fly swatter get used. They remember that they had those. Normally they only get used against Brightwing, but in this case that was the perfect target. So Tracer is down. Top lane got pressured and Abathar also helped out with a bit more, but Nintori is back just as he needs to. 16 versus 16 talents. And Granit Gaming, they're coming back, everybody. They're going for the keep at the bottom. Abathar is already utilizing the mule here, but they are doing fairly well now. Yeah, that on the other hand, alright, Caster Curse is hitting and it's hitting hard. They go for the Dragon Knight now, and they should be able to get it, but I think we're going to see the kill against... Oh my god, they're all both going to die, aren't they? Oh, of course they're going to die. Both of them dead. Chromie down and Jojo down. You might be able to go for the Dragon... No, oh my god, they can't even do that. Oh, Abathar with the interrupt. And down at the bottom of the map, there's this. They killed Stukov first, then they went for Jojo and for Chromie. Wow. That looked so good for a short period of time for Granit Gaming. It really looked like they could get the Dragon Knight, get the push at the bottom, and then everything turned against them. They lost 3 heroes at the bot lane, Kerrigan didn't get the Dragon Knight, and now the red team is claiming it again. Wow. What a turn. Seriously, within like 20 seconds, the entire game flipped. That was nuts. That was honestly nuts. Abathar with the interrupt, of course. Highly impactful there too. Rutsu soaking the experience with his body now as well. And they are pushing further and further in. They have taken every single fort with the exception of the bottom one, and everyone's obviously going to fall now. The issue is really this experience lead. I mean, damn. It's a 1.5 level lead right now. That 20 is going to be such a big deal. Especially with Abathar just soaking it even faster for them. It's kind of rough now. So at this point, they want to get the wall here. It's like fire breathing all over the place. Dragon Knight is coming in with the Dragon's Breath. Molten Flame is getting dropped. And the blue team is trying to defend somehow. That is a nice lockdown. That's a fantastic lockdown. Every single time you think that they're in trouble, they come back with the kills. They get a kill. They get a double kill. Granit Gaming, they are not giving up on this game yet, do they? Top lane gets pressured a bit, so careful with this one. Deathwing made it out. But holy hell. That wasn't too bad. Check this out. That Stukov move, what a great Valorant reaction. And Nick, you don't have to ask him twice. He's going to drop that. And all of a sudden, the game turns again. What is this? Back and forth the entire time. I love this. This is amazing. Granit Gaming, they're looking for the keep, and there's nobody to stop them this time. Oh, that's a ballsy move, though. Core? Really? With Abathar and Mule on the other side? Damn. Either they're desperate or they're confident. It's one of the two. They need kills for this. Abathar copy. We have the double kerosene. They're buying time here. They're already buying time. There's no way. There's no way. Can the blue team really take this? Nick is low already as the crystal is out. There's no... Oh my god. Oh! 77%. They need to kill it. Abathar with the mule is gonna heal it up if they can't. Stukov down. Kerrigan 50%. There's no way. They're not gonna make it happen. No, Abathar is symbioting it. And they are on the run. Oh my god. Blessed Shield is out to buy them a bit more time. There's the level 20. They're getting chased. Confident or desperate. I don't know what it was, but it failed miserably. 45%. Mules are going to be used here soon. Nintori, the last survivor. Not for long, though. He's going to die too, unless they let him live on purpose. Nope, there it is. There's the kill. And now they're moving through the bot lane. Oh my god. Every time they come back, it's just a turn. Honestly, it's like 2 boxes in a ring, hit after hit, no defense whatsoever, attack after attack. And this time, Granit Gaming, they went too far. 5-man team wipe, and this one could end the game. They take the key, but do they go core? I don't think so. They don't want to make the same mistakes that their opponent just did. So, well, if you think about it, it's just keep for keep, right? Still hurts, but it's keep for keep. They thought they had it, they didn't, and Abathar is muling it up. Yep. That's the problem if you try to go against core with an Abathar on the other side. If it wasn't for Abathar, this wouldn't be too bad, because he would still be in a spot where he can backdoor at some point. But now they're losing that chance as this continues. Blessing of the bronze has even been taken here as they were trying to make the play. They really committed. 14-6, and that's a Dragon Knight, and they can move through the bottom of the map now. They're playing this slow. Abathar, by the way, he's still pushing the top. or has put the catapult in play so that they can maybe even take a second keep down. Nobody is splitting off from Granit Gaming. They know that this could be a core attempt, so they have to defend this. But yeah, this is getting nasty. They have to burn this DK down, but here comes the play. They go for a kill. Can they get it? No. Timeout for Chromie. Dino wants the kill, and he gets it. Easy peasy. Abathar takes it with Tracer, and they're making a play for Karrigan and also Jojo. 3 down already, and guys, this is the end of the series. Crowd Control securing another best of 5 victory in the CCL, setting themselves ahead and pushing into the top 3 of the league. Nicely done. Granit Gaming going down in flames on map number 3 and 4. Nicely done by Crowd Control and a well-deserved victory.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.